Hey, what's going on, guys? thirstydog here. I know Eldritch Moon does not come out until this weekend, only a few days away, but oddly enough, they decided to release Eldritch Moon on Magic Origins Duels early for some reason. Not really sure why. Not really complaining either. I do play this game quite a bit. Probably more so than Magic Online, just because, well, I just dream of a day that a client that is as powerful as Magic Online is combined with Duels at some point, because it's so much more user-friendly, Duels that is, and even though it's pretty limited in deck building and whatnot, it's still a lot of fun. So anyways, yeah, it came out today, which is Wednesday. Not sure when I'll be posting this video, but it came out a few days early, and I have enough coin left over from playing recently that I can get, I think, 16 packs. So I bought 8 just now, and I just want to go over each pack with you guys. Even though there's not a lot of cards, there's still a rare in each one, and it's still pretty fun. So let's go ahead and open our first booster. See what we get. Alright, Eldritch Evolution. Pretty cool. Probably not really cool in this sort of format where deck building is pretty limited, but there might be something I could fit in. At least, you know, play around with it. Could be fun. I guess in a red-green ramp deck, which I have a lot of fun playing, I'll probably put it in that. We have a Morn Willow and a Vexing Scuttler for uncommons. Some of the Emerge showing already. I don't know how I feel about Morn Willow. It's a little weird, but it is what it is. Let's go to next booster. And we have a Thalia. Alright, so she's obviously pretty nuts. 3. First strike, 3/2. But the huge deal here is that creatures in non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, which is pretty amazing. And then a couple uncommons we got were Liliana's Elite and a Smoldering Werewolf, which are pretty cool, I guess. Zombie decks can get out of hand with Liliana's Elite. That's not too shabby, except when you have her in your starting hand, I guess. Let's go to the next booster. Ooh, Spell Queller. This one's going to be a high targeted card for sure early on. People are probably going to be playing Spirits this weekend and upcoming events in Standard. The 1 white and blue Flash 2/3 flyer, which is already pretty sweet, but it's got this crazy ability where you can exile target spell with converted mana cost of 4 or less, and then when it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner may cast that card without paying its mana cost. So got some crazy flexibility there between either your own or your opponent's spells. We have a Savage Alliance, which is actually really cool too. It's one of the new Escalate cards. And we have a Keswick Prowler, a 2/1 for 1, but it can transform for 5. Let's go on to the next booster. Emrakul's Evangel is our rare. The 2 and a green, 3 cost, 3/2, but you can protect your non-Eldrazi creatures with it because you can tap it and replace all its creatures with a 3/2 Eldrazi horror creature token. Pretty sweet. Murder, going to be removal you'll see all the time in Standard, I'm sure, and a Fury Blade Vampire. Alright, next booster. Another Thalia, so I just covered her. Again, it's pretty cool that we got 2 of them, so it's always nice to have at least 2 good rares in your deck. Oftentimes in this game you put 1, 2 is not super uncommon, but especially with the Mythics, you're pretty much only going to have 1. Another Murder, and then we have a Blood Mist. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. It's pretty powerful, but I'm not sure it's going to be played. 4 cost enchantment. I don't know where that would fit. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, we have a Mythic, Mirror Winged Dragon. This is an interesting one. the 3 and 2 red flyer. You get a 4/5 flyer out of it. The crazy ability is that whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Merely Dragon, that player copies that spell for each other creature he or she controls that the spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures. So basically, I think the idea here is you try to play removal on it. It'll also copy on all of their creatures. So it's pretty cool. Long Road Home is one of the uncommons, and so is a Subjugator Angel. Long Road Home is probably not going to see play. Just blink a creature and put a counter on it, but for 2. And then you get a limited flyer. I'm sure it's limited only for 4 and 2 white, 4/3 flyer. But you get to tap all creatures you're going to put its control with it, which is pretty sweet. Next booster. We have a Bruna, the Fading Light. This is the big angel, big part of the Gisela Meld mechanic here. And when you cast her, you may return target angel or human creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, which is pretty sweet. But she costs 7, so I don't know. She probably won't ever see play. In standard, at least. And our uncommons are Grizzled Angler and a Whispers of Emrakul. Whispers of Emrakul is pretty cool. I don't know if it'll see play, and you definitely need a powerful black control deck, but if you get Delirium early, holy crap, they have to discard 2. Hymn to Torok in standard. It's pretty nuts. Alright, I think this is the last booster of the 8. Our rare is Imprisoned by the Moon, which is the interesting blue pseudo removal. So for 3, you get to basically remove a permanent, or a creature, land, or planeswalker permanent, that is. But it basically turns it into a colorless mana source. And our 2 uncommons are Mercurial Geists and a Mournwillow. We already talked about a Mournwillow, but Mercurial Geist is a 1/3 flyer for 4. But every time you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets pumped in its attack by 3. There may be a way it's broken in some format, but I kind of doubt it. It's pretty expensive for a 1/3 flyer. Alright, so that was 8 packs, and let's go ahead and buy 8 more and pretty much obliterate the rest of my coin total. Let's open up the 9th booster. We have Nibelus of Frost, which is one of the intro pack rares, but it's a pretty cool one. For 4, it's 2 and 2 blue, you get a 3/3 flyer with prowess. But whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get to tap a target creature an opponent controls, and then that creature does not untap during their next untap step. 2 uncommons we have are Extricator of Sin, 3 cost 0/3, so 2 and a white. It's a human cleric, but when it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another permanent, and if you do, you get to put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi Horde creature token on the battlefield. And with a Delirium enabled for this creature, at the beginning of your upkeep, among cards in your graveyard, you get to transform it. And I don't remember what this transforms into off the top of my head. And then the other one is a Lunar Force for 2 and a blue enchantment. It's basically a counterspell. That's weird. I could be good, I guess. It kind of throws their game off, but I don't know. Next booster as our rare is another mythic. We have the Ishkana Graf Widow Spider. Legendary Spider. Not sure if people are going to be playing this. I mean, a lot of people think it's powerful. It's really, really good if you have Delirium. But other than that, I'm not sure. So it's 4 and a green, so 5 gets you a 3/5 creature with reach, which alone is not bad, but probably not great either. But of course, if you have Delirium, you get 3, 1, or Is it 1/2? Yeah, I think it's 1/2 spider tokens. But she also has, or he, I'm not sure what the gender of the spider is, but you could pay 6 and a black, and the target opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. There's a haunted dead for one of our uncommons, 3 and a black, zombie. And whenever it enters the battlefield, you put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying on the battlefield, and you can pay 1 and a black, but also pay by discarding 2 cards. You get to return Haunted Dead from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And then the enchantment, which is the cast Eldrazi, get cards draw off of it. It's 2 and 2 green. So whenever you cast a Eldrazi creature card with 7 or more cost, you draw 2 cards. Not sure it's worth a slot in a deck for, but it's pretty powerful if you get a bunch of emerge creatures off of that. Next booster. Let's see what we get. A Distended Mindbender. Speaking of emerge, we get an 8-cost Eldrazi insect. Interesting. It's a 5/5. But you can pay 5 and 2 black, which is reduced by the converted mana cost of the creature you sacrifice, of course, for emerge. And its ability is that when you cast it, target opponent reveals his or her hand, and you get to choose a non-land card with converted mana cost 3 or less, and a card with cost 4 or greater. And the player discards both of them. So if you cast it pretty early, that's really powerful. We have a Blessed Alliance, so this is one of the escalate cards that I'm not too sure of yet, but still pretty cool. You pay 1 and a white. You only pay 2 colorless to escalate it. You have 3 options. And then Abandoned Reason, which is the 2 and a red instant up to 2 target creatures. Each get +1, +0, and first strike until end of turn. But it also has a mana cost of 1 and a red. Kind of cool, I guess. Double trick there. Now we have a Uvenwald Observer for the rare in this pack, which is a 4 and 2 green, 6/6 tree folk. And its text says, whenever you control a creature with toughness or 4 that dies, draw a card. That's not bad, but probably not super playable. Long Road Home, we already covered that one. And then we have Unsubstantiate. This probably will actually see play. Pretty cool, pretty versatile. Basically get to bounce a spell or creature, so yeah, it's pretty good. You want to bounce a spell back to their hand or get rid of a creature off the board to win the game, pretty sweet. Next pack we have a Bedlam Reveler for a rare. This costs you 8, so 6 and 2 red. Devil Horror, but it also costs 1 less to cast for each instant sorcery in your graveyard, so that's pretty cool. And it has prowess, so a 3/4 prowess is pretty sweet. And the big payoff here is you're probably going to be casting it with your hand empty, and when you do, you get 3 cards off of it. If you don't cast it with your hand empty, you lose the cards, but probably want to replace them anyways. Pretty cool card. Another Blessed Alliance and another Abandoned Reason. Third to last pack. Ooh, an Elder Deep Fiend. This is going to be one of those emerge cards that I'm sure will be played quite a bit, at least early on. Costs you 8. It has flash, but its emerge cost is 5 and 2 blue, so it costs you as cheap as 2 blue. And the crazy effect that it has when it comes into play, or when you cast it at least, so you can even be countered and still happens, but we tap up to 4 target permanents. We have another Long Road Home, and then a new one is Ride Down, which is borrows a red and white instant. You destroy a target blocking creature, which is pretty sweet. Creatures that were blocked by that creature this combat gain trample until end of turn. I don't know if that'll see play either. I can't think of a type of deck that would fit in. I mean, obviously really aggressive, but pretty sweet. We have another Distended Mindbender, so we already covered that one. Pretty cool black card though. A Smoldering Werewolf, which is 2 and a red. Whenever it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. You pay 4 and 2 red to transform it. And I think what it does is, I don't remember what the size of it is, but I think it does 2 damage to a single target. And we have another Kessig Prowler. Alright, I think this is the last booster, and we get another Overlord Observer. Which kind of sucks, but oh well. I was hoping to get a Planeswalker out of this, but we got plenty of time left. Not in this video, but in the time I play with these new cards. I'm going to probably do a couple deck builds. Maybe not in video-wise, but definitely going to be playing this the next few days. We have Markov Crusader, which is a new one out of this video. It's 4 in black, 4/3 lifelinker. And it has haste as long as you control another vampire. It's a pretty cool limited card. We have a Campaign of Vengeance, which is a pretty expensive enchantment. 3 white and red, or white and black, sorry. Whenever a creature you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. So, I guess that'd be pretty cool with a really wide board, but I don't know if this kind of card would work well in that deck anyways. I don't know why you'd use a slot for that kind of card, but we'll see if people play it. Probably not. Anyways, guys, if you haven't played this yet and already do, if you haven't gone into the store and launched a game recently, you'll see there's an update for all this stuff. There's a campaign. I already played through it all, which is pretty sweet. And you get some new core cards out of it. I knew there were some changes as well, which actually impact at least one of my decks. I think they got rid of one of the angels. I can't remember her name, but she costs you 3 white and something. She's the one that makes it so you have to pay when she's untapped and they are trying to attack, pay for each creature, and then they have to pay to block when she's attacking, I think, something like that. She's from Origins, and she was swapped out for something, which is a little disappointing, but yeah, they make changes for a reason. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next one, I will catch you later.